As a blogger, viral food is my job. But when the camera's off, simple repetition is life. Today's a topic I've wanted to do but been too scared to. Everyday home-cooked meals, shredded potatoes. Stir-fried greens, afraid they're too ordinary. Classic to the point of being unoriginal. But, for newbies, who's born a chef? These old-school must-learns are often the most useful. So give me one episode. I want to talk about these boring dishes abandoned by trends. If home-cooked dishes had rankings, scrambled eggs with tomatoes would be my absolute number one. Too bad tomatoes now get harder for transport. Everyone should pick riper, redder ones. Softer ones. Provence or iron skin are good varieties. Remove the stem end, where the core is densest. Cut one into chunks, and the other into small dices. No need to be stingy with eggs for ourselves, at least 5, no upper limit. Add a little salt and beat thoroughly. Ready to cook. Heat a bit more oil first, high heat, don't rush, wait a minute. Let the oil heat up. When it feels hot, without touching the oil, then slowly pour in the egg. Mixture this way the eggs will puff up with big bubbles. The porous texture is finer than regular scrambled eggs. Once the eggs set, scoop them out. Leave enough oil to coat the pan. Continue stir-frying garlic and these small tomato dices over medium heat. Slowly cook out the juices, then add the chunked tomatoes and stir-fry for another 2 minutes. Finally, add the eggs back. As for seasonings, sweet versus salty factions, always bickering groups, even spicy faction outliers. Make it however you like. Stir everything evenly, and a simple scrambled eggs with tomatoes is done. My favorite soupy version: fluffy eggs, thin broth. Every bite has mini bursts of tomato sauce. Unbeatable plain or with rice. A few extra steps, but I promise it's worth the effort. Stir-fried greens, the dish I was too scared to film because it's too simple. Today I'll demonstrate with Shanghai bok choy. Wash the bok greens thoroughly. Especially the leaf roots, they trap dirt easily. Don't be lazy, rub carefully. Peel and cut off the core base appropriately, or they'll overcook when stir-frying. Drain all the water. Greens are done, heat the pan. For pure vegetarian dishes like this to taste good, you need meaty flavors. If possible, best to use lard. Melt over high heat. Add minced garlic, stir-fry for 10 seconds. Once fragrant, add the greens. Keep high heat the whole time. Stir-fry quickly for 3 minutes until done. Once softened, season with just salt, chicken powder, and a tiny bit of sugar for umami. Mix well. Then it's ready to serve. Homemade stir-fried greens, clean, refreshing, a universal staple for 3 meals a day. No one hasn't eaten it, so no need to ramble. Same method. Switching leaves you could eat it for a lifetime. Theoretically, shouldn't repeat dishes I've made, but how can this theme not have shredded potatoes? Even with a different method, I had to do it again. Peel the potato and grate into thin shreds. Rinse several times with water relieved by thoroughly washing off surface starch. Can you get that crunchy texture? Next, the cooking process will be super fast. Turn heat to max, add a little oil 20 seconds. Let oil heat up. Add minced garlic and dried chili segments, toss around a bit to fragrant. Immediately add potato shreds, stir-fry quickly for a minute, season with salt, chicken powder, soy sauce, white vinegar, stir-fry another 30 seconds. Fry off the seasoning moisture, drizzle sesame oil and sprinkle scallions before serving. A hurried plate of shredded potatoes is done if you're fast enough. It hardly ever fails. Tasty, refreshing, slightly sour and spicy. Even carbs with carbs, top tier with rice. Tasty, cheap, and filling. Screw the Michelin. This is real life enriching good food. Steamed egg custard. This true national dish, familiar even to babies, looks easy, but achieving perfection is actually not simple. The key is the ratio, 1 part egg to 1.5 parts water. If using half an eggshell to measure, for 3 eggs, scoop water 9 times. And you must salt it in advance. That's the key to whether the final product sets. Stir well. Beat. Skim off the surface bubbles. Cover with plastic wrap to prevent water droplets from affecting smoothness. Poke a few vent holes and it's ready to steam. If you can resist the urge to meddle, you should get a beautiful, mirror-like surface. Steamed egg custard. Simply drizzle some soy sauce and dig in. Except that my cutting is a bit ugly. It's perfect from every angle. No bubbles at all. Soft like pudding. Melts in your mouth. Eating it from 8 months to 80 years old is no problem. Braised pork is delicious, but hard to make. Especially stir-frying sugar. For color, it's a total beginner killer. But there's one dish that saves countless kitchen klutzes. The simplest meat dish in the world. Kola chicken wings. Use a little oil. Fry the wings over medium heat. First, let the skin tighten to remove that unappetizing, fatty texture. Fry until slightly browned, then pour in regular sugary cola to cover the wings. Note: I mean regular sugary cola. Coke won't work. Add light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, salt, ginger slices, and 1 star anise for seasoning. Leave the lid off. Simmer over high heat to absorb flavor and thicken the sauce. New cooks, don't just rely on time. Stay by the pot and don't run off. Because the transition from thick to burnt can happen in an instant. Once the sauce is dark and glossy, clinging completely to the meat, it's ready to serve. A kid pleaser for sure. Kola chicken wings done. The person who invented this dish is definitely a genius. 1 can of cola directly replaces sugar, water, and caramel color. 3 ingredients. Braising is no longer difficult, and kids really love it. After learning, you can also teach them how much sugar is actually in cola. Education through entertainment. By the way, there's a dish that appears in almost every cafeteria. You might not know ants climbing a tree, but you must know minced pork with vermicelli. The ingredients are ground pork and sweet potato vermicelli. Not glass noodle. Sweet potato and mung bean ones are quite different. Soak them in water beforehand. Prepare some minced ginger, garlic, and small chili peppers. Then heat some oil in the pan. High heat. Start with the minced ingredients: ginger, garlic, chili peppers, and ground pork, plus 2 spoonfuls of doubanjiang. First, stir fry to release the red oil until the pork is crumbly and separated. Then add the soaked vermicelli. Toss a few times and it'll soften quickly. Season with light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, salt, oyster sauce, and a bowl of water. To prevent drying out, stir fry until the vermicelli absorbs the flavor and turns completely translucent. Then it's done. Sprinkle with chopped green onions and cilantro. Broadly speaking, the ants climbing a tree minced pork with vermicelli is done. If it's under-seasoned, it can be a main dish. If oversalted, a side. So did it flop? It's all up to you. Also, the bold flavors don't require high-quality ingredients even if they're a bit stale. It can mask it. That's why it's popular with restaurants. In other words, better make it yourself if you can. There are countless home-style stir-fries, but I think the most representative is chili fried pork. Choose spiral peppers or wrinkled peppers. They're not bland, but not so spicy they'll make you uncomfortable. Push down to remove excess seeds, flatten and cut into sections for later use. Pork is best with some fat. If you don't want hassle, buy pre-sliced barbecue pork. Add light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, salt, cooking wine, color it and marinate. Ready to cook. But no need for oil. First, dry roast the peppers over medium-high heat. Press them against the bottom of the pan with a spatula. Just fish it out when it touches high heat. Once all these tiger skin pieces are blistered, Scoop them out to make space. Heat oil in the pan, turn up the heat, and stir-fry the marinated meat slices. It can be a bit tender or a bit charred, whatever you like. It's almost fully cooked. Add minced garlic and fermented black beans for aroma. Fermented black beans are just the cherry on top. If you don't have them, skip it. Put the chili back in, and let's season. Since we seasoned when marinating the meat earlier, don't overdo it. Add a bit of oyster sauce, chicken bouillon and salt, then stir well. Homemade spicy stir-fried pork is done. Don't underestimate this dish. It has tons of variations. Every region has its own version. Add a fried egg, and it becomes farmhouse bowl of fragrance. But no matter how it changes, pork belly is always the perfect match. The bright spiciness. Rich oil aroma easily makes you polish off half the plate. Seafood is probably a no-go for most newbies. It's tricky to handle. So I only recommend the most basic blanching, and cooking shrimp is less stressful. Newbies don't need to remove the shrimp veins. As long as they're fresh, no need to do anything else. Boil a pot of water, add ginger slices and cooking wine. When the cold water starts bubbling, add the shrimp. The water temperature will drop now. Wait for it to boil again, then cook for 1 minute. Then turn off the heat and let them soak for another minute. That's the perfect doneness when you fish them out. They'll be just right, not overcooked. There's also the fully cooked table opening shrimp, which is similar. There's also a steamed version. Again, boil a pot of water and add cooking wine. Line the steamer plate with ginger and green onions, then spread the shrimp evenly on top. Keep it steaming on high heat and steam for 5 minutes. Note: take out the steamed shrimp separately. Discard the remaining water in the plate. That's not shrimp soup, it's fishy. Both methods have no salt. So you need to make a dipping sauce. Pour hot oil over a big spoonful of minced ginger and garlic. Add steamed fish soy sauce, sprinkle some green onions, and you're good to go. Same original flavor. Same chewy and crispy texture. I thought there'd be no difference at all. But actually, I think the steamed version has a stronger shrimp flavor. But it might just be psychological. You'll have to try it yourself to find out. Finally, we need a bowl of soup. What's simpler than seaweed and egg drop soup? No need to hesitate. Boil some water. Once it's boiling, turn the heat to low to calm the surface. Crack a few eggs, beat them into an even mixture, and pour slowly, controlling the flow. Pour it gently into the water. Then add seaweed, dried shrimp, salt, MSG, white pepper, sesame oil, and garnish with green onions. The newbie-friendly pot-scraping soup. Seaweed and egg drop soup is done. Just control the boiling properly. And anyone can easily make big, soft egg flakes. It's super tasty, costs $3 and takes 4 minutes. Just go for it, no worries. Learn these dishes, and you'll basically graduate from newbie status. At the very least, you won't go hungry on days without takeout. Hope this helps you a bit. Finally, thanks for joining me and watching.